Hello everyone. So today I would like to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to talk through something which I've been thinking about myself over the last week or so, and it's sort of been bugging me. It's been sort of playing in my mind, and I like to stay very, very conscious when listening to lyrics from certain songs and really delving into the meaning behind specific songs. And there's been a song which has been on my mind for a while, but then I've really started to seriously think about the lyrics. And the song is this: the Cat's in the Cradle tune by Harry Chapin, also covered by Ugly Kid Joe. That's where I first heard the song, and on its surface, everyone says, okay, it's a tragic story of an absentee father who spends all his time working and never spends any time with his son, and then what goes around comes around, and then his boy is just like him. I've been thinking about this, and I've done something which is called Consider the Source. Now, I studied acting back in college, very into the craft, and story writing, storytelling. And with all that, there came, sometimes you'd read a book, or you'd read a script, you watch a film, and you'd have something called an unreliable narrator. And that's what I think is happening here. And I think the ending is actually bittersweet. I don't think it's just sad. I think I want to give a different spin on this. And you can disagree with me all you want, but you have to go with the evidence. You can't start adding in stuff. That's all I'm going on. I'm only going on this song. I'm only going on the evidence that's in this song. Okay, so let's take it from the beginning. Okay, so my child arrived just the other day. So this is the dad. The child arrived just the other day. He came into the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away. Fine. Okay. We get it. You're working a lot. Fine. He was talking before I knew it, and as he grew, he said, I'm going to be like you, Dad. You know I'm going to be like you. Okay. So within this, there's that line where it says, you know I'm going to be like you. So he's implanting that seed is in your head that the son wants to be like the dad. Okay. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when we'll get together then. We'll have a good time then. Sure. So the dad's just never around. Now, I want you to really hold on to that. The dad is never around. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. I've got a lot to do. He said, that's okay. He walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, I'm going to be like him. Yeah, I'm going to be like him. I mean, we assume he's talking about the dad there. Let's assume he's talking about the dad. Fine. Still keeping on. He's watering that seed that he planted. When you're coming home, son? When you're coming home, Dad? I don't know when. We'll get together then. All that stuff. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Could you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. I'll see you later. Can I have them, please? Okay. So we start to see the son pulling away. Okay. because the son initially was looking to, and this is very common in teenage boys anyway, but we start to see the son now not wanting to play catch, not wanting to spend time with his dad. He wants to spend time with his peers because his peers are there for him, and that's a dangerous place to be if you're a parent of a young man or a young lady. Okay, so then we get onto so we said, yeah, so what I'd really like Dad is to borrow the car keys. See you later. Can I have them, please? He wants to go and have some fun with his friends. Fine. Final verse. I've long since retired. My son's moved away. Okay. Says a lot. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. And you're like, oh, interesting. So he's not got the time for his dad. Okay, well, looks like it's coming true. Now, for me, and we have to go on only on what the song says. And, you might say to me, but Dan, but the stuff is that don't make stuff up that's not in the song. This is what's so important about why this has been on my mind. This very next line. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle. He's got a new job. Okay, so he's working a fair amount. This next bit. And the kids have the flu. And the kids have the flu. But it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. Okay. And then the next part he goes, and as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. I'm going to dispute that. I'll tell you why. Because he's with the kids. He's taking care of his kids. Like, this guy, his new job might be a hassle. He might be rushed off his feet, but he has kids, plural. Not just one child. He wasn't around long enough to impregnate his wife just the once and then not be around again. He's got multiple children. And the kids have the flu, so he's looking after his kids. The kids are sick. So I don't have the time. I'm only going by what's here. I'm only going by what's here. And, I know I said don't assume, but I'm guessing he's probably married. Or with someone. The kids have the flu. That one line says so much about this kid's character. So much about it. And then the dad has, I'm going to say the cheek, the audacity to say, as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. I almost want to laugh at this. My boy was just like me. So it's like, now he wants attention and he's not getting it from his son. He's like, oh, he's just like me. I'm not getting attention. This guy, there's some narcissistic traits coming in here. He's only thinking about himself. So he's saying, well, I didn't give my son any attention. Now my son's not giving me any attention. Oh, and he's working so hard. He's just like me. He's a chip off the old block. And he's totally not heard. And in all fairness, I didn't hear it. for many years. But he's not like his dad because he's around his kids. He's like, but the dad hasn't like put it together and gone. The dad hasn't put it together and gone, oh, but he's spending time with his kids. He's taking care of his kids even though his kids are sick. And he's working so much. Yeah, because he's got kids. And as I understand it, children are expensive and you've got to work to support children. However, he's got 2 kids and he's still looking after them. The kids have the flu. So I've got to step up. So I don't have the time for you now. And he's surprised, like these absentee fathers like this. Like, if there's one thing I've heard is that the currency for children is attention. Like, you know, oh, I'm doing it for the kids. I'm working every God-given hour for the kids. Like the kids, you know. When I was a child, all I wanted to do was spend time with my parents. That was it. You know, because I wanted the best relationship I could possibly have with them. So yeah, it really makes me, and ultimately, maybe Harry Chapin was kind of getting it at what goes around comes around. But if he was trying to really say that, I think that's a failure there, because I no longer see it like that. This is bittersweet because it's like the kid moved away from his dad. He's like, look, we don't have a relationship, father. So I'm not gonna stick around. My son, like the son moved away. Why stay? He didn't know him. Didn't know his father. But this is, I think this is a song which will remain with me now as a song where a child broke the cycle. It's like, seen how his dad treated him, seen how what it did to him and what he wanted in a father figure, and then decided to change everything and be a father to his children, someone that looks after them, basically. With that, and that's all we know. That's all we know. But I'm going to see it as a song which, you know, is about, you know, it's not what goes around comes around. It's that we actually have the power as individuals to change, and there isn't like this predetermined, you know, where if bad things are done to you, then you're going to do bad things to other people. It's about having the responsibility to be able to respond to what happens to you in life. So I see this as very bittersweet. It's a shame that he doesn't have a relationship with his dad. It's a shame that the father of this boy can't see where he went wrong. Well, he can, but he can't see where no. It's a shame that he can't see where his son went right. And he's looking at it, he's like, oh, poor me, he doesn't want to spend time with me, so my son was just like me. It's like, no, old timer, you got it wrong. Your boy wants to spend time with his children. I hope this makes sense. I'm only going by the lyrics. I'm not making anything else up. There's a couple of assumptions I made. Well, one assumption, I assumed that maybe the boy was married or with someone. But either way, he's working hard. His new job's a hassle. And the kids have the flu. If the kids weren't a factor, he wouldn't mention it. He wouldn't mention it. Just wouldn't mention it. Wouldn't mention the kids having the flu. But he did. Did mention the kids having the flu. So they're taking up part of his time, because it's about time, job, and the kids. his job and the kids. And they might, oh, but the dad worked a lot. Yeah. But the dad was never there. The dad was always away and never around his son. I know you guys get it. I'm kind of working this out for myself. I just want to come at this and see whether or not, because I'm sort of, sort of working it out. But I think that's all I can get out of this. And I can't. It's one of those things like, those pictures where you can't unsee it now. And I think that line's been niggling at me. It's been niggling at me like almost like a drop of water, and suddenly like the floodgates have sort of opened with it. And I'm like, I think this is not what I initially thought it was. But because you have the narrator, which is the old dad, going, my boy was just like me, and you sort of get wrapped up in that emotional state where you're like, oh, it's so bad, you feel so bad. And it's like, no, you're an unreliable narrator, and your son's not like you. I mean, he has a good work ethic, but his priorities are quite clearly different. He got a good work ethic from you, but ultimately you didn't have a relationship with him. So he moved away, and then he wants to have a relationship with his children. So much so that they've got the flu, and he's sticking around. Anyway, let me know what you think. Am I way off? If I'm way off, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. But I think I'm pretty much on the money on this one. I'm really, I can't unsee it now. And if I don't think I've missed anything in the song, but if you think I've missed something, let me know. But you can only go by what's in the song. And if he was writing about someone else and he's like, oh, but they were a terrible person, you can't. Well, then put that information in. But from what's in the song, that's what I'm getting out of this. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry if I repeated myself a bunch of times, but I did want to stress test this a little bit. And let me know your thoughts. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Daniel Leigh, and I will see you very, very soon. Please do like, please do subscribe, all that good stuff wherever you're watching this video. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.